You know how they say your life can change in a heartbeat? They're wrong. Sometimes it takes 3 months of courtroom misery to grind a person down to dust. On the last day of my divorce trial, I sat in that sterile courthouse, numb, while strangers in expensive suits dismantled the ruins of my marriage. I thought we were nearly done. I was wrong. Miranda, my soon-to-be ex, took the stand with a shark's smile. Her lawyer, Peterson, set the stage. Your Honor, we must address Mr. Johnson's capabilities as a husband. Miranda looked straight at me, calm, cold. My husband is impotent. He couldn't perform his basic duties as a man. Silence, then laughter, hers first, then others. The judge banged a gavel. Order restored, damage done. By the end, she had the house, the car, the furniture, and the accounts. I had a cardboard box, a hollow chest, and a face that burned with a shame I couldn't scrub away. On the courthouse steps, she passed me arm in arm with Greg. New husband, newer grin. Good luck with your new life, she said. Try to find someone who doesn't mind your situation. That day I promised myself one thing. She would never see me broken again. Exile, I left the city. No grand plan, just a need to disappear. Cedar Bay, population 8,000, felt safely boring. I rented a tiny apartment above a used bookstore that smelled like old paper and stubbornness. I freelanced as a systems consultant. Email in, fixes out, no small talk, no dates, no risks. For years I lived like a ghost. Work, eat, sleep, watch the ocean, forget me. The workshop. Then an email slipped past my no humans policy. Cybersecurity workshop for local law enforcement. One day, good pay. I said yes. The training room was tired. Fluorescence and burnt coffee. I started my talk. Strong passwords, phishing traps, two-factor basics, when a voice cut clean through the boredom. What about social engineering attacks against police specifically? She asked. Back row. Focused eyes, hair pulled back. Confidence without ego. I'm Clara Morgan, she said during the break. Thanks for making this useful. Most workshops are paint drying. We grabbed coffee after. We talked gear, networks, and, without saying it, why people run to small towns. She asked good questions, then better ones. I found myself answering honestly. That scared me more than any hack ever had. I stared at her card for 2 weeks, practicing calls I never made, until I did. She sounded genuinely happy to hear from me. One coffee became 2, then walks, then laughter, real laughter. 6 months later, on a quiet night, she kissed me. We took it slow, thoughtful, patient, safe. A year after that, on the pier at sunset, I asked her to marry me. About time, she laughed. Yes. Family. Our son, Lucas, arrived with wide eyes and a hurricane's curiosity. He grew into a 6-year-old who investigated squirrels like a detective and negotiated peace treaties with seagulls. My work calls collided with, Daddy, the toilet ate my car, and do computers get hungry? Somehow, it was perfect. Evenings were sacred. Phones off, dinner together, story time with 7,000 questions. Weekends meant tide pools, cardboard fort engineering, and the kind of joy I'd once thought belonged to other people. Miranda became a chapter I'd closed. Or so I believed. The Plaza A Tuesday in March. I had a client meeting in the city. Lucas came along for a promised arcade run after. We stepped out of a cafe and fate stepped in. Miranda stood 20 feet away, all sharp edges and expensive fabric. She saw me. Then she saw Lucas. Her smile turned predatory. Well, well, if it isn't David Johnson. Whose kid did you steal? Lucas blinked. I'm not stolen. I'm with my dad. We're going to the arcade. Miranda laughed, loud for the crowd. Sweetheart, this man couldn't father a child if his life depended on it. She dialed. Me 11. I'd like to report a kidnapping. Lucas squeezed my hand. Daddy, are we in trouble? No, buddy. Sometimes adults get confused. The police will sort it out. Sirens. A patrol car rolled up. A sergeant approached, calm, measured. A second officer hung back, brim low, scanning. I'm Sergeant Williams, he said. Report of a possible abduction. Miranda launched into fiction. Old marriage. My alleged incapacity. Grand concern for a child in danger. The sergeant turned to me. Sir, your relationship to the child? He's my son, Lucas. We're visiting the arcade. My wife is Officer Clara Morgan, Cedar Bay PD. Miranda lit up. A cop's wife. How convenient. The younger officer stepped forward, looked at Lucas, tilted her cap up. It was Clara. Professional mask on, mind racing. Sergeant, may I speak with the child privately? Kids are often more comfortable with a female officer. Good idea, Williams said. Clara knelt. Hey there, buddy. Can you tell me your name? Lucas beamed. Mom! He launched into her arms. The plaza went quiet, then rippled with realization. Clara stood, Lucas on her hip, and faced Miranda. I'm Officer Clara Morgan, Cedar Bay Police Department. This is my son. That's my husband. Ma'am, would you like to explain why you filed a false police report claiming my husband kidnapped our child? Silence, then stammering, then excuses. Sergeant Williams took notes. So you called 911 because you assumed this child wasn't his? Miranda faltered. When we were married, he couldn't. I assumed. Ma'am, Clara said, voice steady as bedrock. You weaponized the police to harass your ex. That's not concern. That's a crime. Lucas, bless him, added the finishing blow. Are you the mean lady who made Daddy sad? Because he said his first wife was really mean, but then he met Mommy, and now we're happy. The crowd actually gasped. Clara issued the citation, explained the penalties, explained the danger of wasting emergency resources, explained, without a raised voice, exactly who we were and exactly what would happen if Miranda tried this again. Miranda muttered an apology, loudly at Clara's request, then dragged Greg away, face flaming. Clara turned back to us and finally smiled. Pizza? After we drove home with Lucas asleep in the back, arcade tokens rattling in his pocket. The ocean came into view, calm as ever. What are the odds you'd be the responding officer? I asked. Closer than you think, she said. We were already nearby. We carried Lucas in, tucked him under blankets, sat on the couch with coffee and the soft percussion of waves. What happens now? I asked. She'll pay the fine or contest it, Clara said. Either way, it's on record. If she tries anything again, there's a paper trail. I stared at the quiet house we'd built. For years after the divorce, I thought she'd won, that she'd defined me. Even after marrying Clara, a small, poisonous voice had whispered that our life was somehow a mistake I didn't deserve. That voice was gone. Getting humiliated by someone whose opinion doesn't matter, I said, isn't pain. It's just noise. Clara kissed my forehead. You never had to prove anything to her. She was right. I didn't. I don't. Miranda is a closed chapter. The story that matters is here. Clara, Lucas, this house by the ocean, and the ordinary. Miracles we keep making together. And if anyone ever asks about the day my ex accused me of stealing my own son, I'll tell them this. Karma wears a badge, carries a citation book, and arrives exactly on time.